Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day today. So I'm here today. It's Monday morning, and you know how Mondays can go. Sometimes they can go smooth, and other times, well, life throws us a curveball, and today life decided to do just that. I woke up this morning with a plan, like I usually do, but right at the beginning of my day, my husband wasn't feeling well, so I had to shift gears. It happens, right? Life has a way of reminding us that we're not always in control, and that's okay, because being flexible and resilient is so important, especially as a homemaker. Sometimes the plans we had in mind have to take a backseat to what's more important, like taking care of our family or even just giving ourselves some grace. And here's what I've learned this morning as I had all these plans in my mind of how I was going to start my day and start my filming, and that is that, you know what? It's not about perfection, it's about progress. When things change, don't be afraid to adjust. Start with your essentials. What has to be done today? For me, it's more important that my house runs smoothly and that everyone is taken care of. So for those moments, I'm like, okay, I just need to adjust a few things. If I don't get my bedding washed today, that's quite all right. I can just do something different, and guess what? That bedding can get washed another day. That's the beautiful thing. The mess isn't going anywhere. In case you're worried that those dishes are never going to get washed, oh, they will. They will. They'll be there eventually, and like you'll have to get to them at least one day, right? So honestly, it's in those moments when I let go of that need to do it all that I find peace. Taking things one step at a time makes a big difference. So as you start your day Monday today, I'm not sure how it's going to start for you. Maybe it starts peacefully and great, and you are ready to grow. You got your list. You're ready to take on the world. Or like, you know what? If it doesn't turn out that way, it's okay. I just want to encourage you that don't let changes or unexpected moments steal your joy today. Being resilient means being able to bend without breaking, to shift without losing focus. And as we trust God and lean into His strength, we can handle those curveballs with grace. So I have got my Monday list all planned out for my Reset Monday. I started this last night, got it all planned out. I'm like, okay, I've got my task. I know what I'm going to get done. Some of the things I won't be able to mark off, and that's quite all right. We'll do them another day. So the first thing on my list is getting my school organized. We homeschool our kids. I've homeschooled every single one of them, and they have all turned into productive adults into society, which has always been a beautiful thing to see. My youngest four are the ones finishing up school now. So we have been doing our book work, our videos, their work that they do by themselves, and then we've been working on some group time. And so sometimes like halfway through the year, I have found with kids that they're kind of ready to just to check out and be done. Like I found that at church too. Like I worked in kids ministry for many, many years, and I found that they were ready to go all in the beginning of the year, all doing great. And then as soon as like January rolled around, it's like they were just done. They didn't really care to participate. They didn't really care to do too much more. So kids can be the same way, and I think adults too. Like how, like for me, it's like, okay, we got a little bit of time here before summer until it gets warm. We got to push through and get things done. So a lot of these times I like to take and do a lot of hands-on, mix up the way that we do school things. And so that's what I was working on this weekend. I planned on a few things, printed off a few papers, got some ideas online of some different games we can play, different activities that we can do out loud, things like that. So I've got that organized so that when they get up and we start our school day, I will be ready to go. So this weekend I planned it out for the week, so that way I don't have to do it every single night like for the next day. I was doing that the last few weeks, and so on Saturday I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get this done. Take a little bit of time at my computer here. It's better than doing a little bit here and there every single day. At least I'll just have it done one time, work hard, and have it for the week. So I've got that ready. So when we're ready to do our school, we can do it together and have a good time. I love that it's much more open now than it used to be, like for homeschooling. Like you used to think kids, they have to learn to sit at a desk all day long and read from a book, or they're going to be failures in life. And so now I like that they come out that children learn all different sorts of ways and that, you know, there's different ways that kids learn best and not necessarily sitting and looking at a textbook all day long. And so I love to incorporate different kind of lessons for the different learning styles for my kids. And so some have more auditory, some have more hands-on. And so I like to mix it up a little bit so that they can get a little variety of each one, because I know in life they're going to have come up to things where they're going to have to do things hands-on. They're going to have to do things where they're just reading it themselves and figuring it out. Sometimes they're going to have to do it by hearing and listening and doing it out. So we like to mix it up a little bit and not just sticking to one. So that way they're able to learn to work through things and figure things out. So I've just came up with a couple different little games and different activities for us to do for school today. So that's what I'm working on right now. It takes just a few minutes. It doesn't require a ton of money, just a little bit of time and thought, and we can have some good hands-on lessons. Next on my list is meal planning. So for myself, this year I did something different. Haven't meal planned for just a week in so many years. Ever since I had a house full of children, going once a week was way too much. So I planned on doing it for 2 weeks. And then it was like, I think that was the smallest I've ever done. And then it turned into a month just out of necessity. And so for this year, I've been doing things a little bit different and just planning things out each week. Now we do have a freezer full of meat, and so we're not starting with nothing, and we do have a pantry full of supplies. Refrigerator is definitely dwindling down, but we're still eating and doing just fine. And so I'm just trying to do a lower spend month this month, the next couple months, because you got more important bills to pay, and so out of more bigger bills to pay, so it's a good thing to kind of cut back on what you spend. In the grocery budget, I have found if you need to cut corners anywhere, for myself personally, is in the food budget. I figured you can always, or I've learned, you always can make less food and still fill everybody's bellies so that you can use that money elsewhere. So for myself, I planned out usually about a week's worth of food based on what we have in our freezers and pantries, and then just going to the store for minimal stuff. So this week my plan was to do a Sam's Club haul because I'm kind of lower on my flours and sugars. So I was going to do that during the week, but it is just not going to work out this week to go right now. So I might have to wait till the beginning of next week to go, which is fine. I still have supplies. It was just more of to go. So I thought, I'll stock up on a few other things, but instead I'm going to be home. And so then that made me look at what I had and go, okay, get creative. And what do you have? And I really don't even need to get creative because there's food and you can make pretty much anything. So I had a little bit of list from last week that we did not do. And that was the one, it was the pulled pork. I've got that pork shoulder or pork butt, something in my freezer. So I'm going to make that today with some biscuits and black beans and rice. This was a YouTube short I saw, and it was about feeding a large group of people. And I'm like, oh, that looks very simple and easy. We could do that. I feel like everybody would like it. And then I came across, I don't even know how it showed up in my online, but it was for a pretzel biscuit. And I was like, a pretzel biscuit? That looks different. So I thought I would try pretzel biscuits today because after looking in one of my pantry cupboards, I noticed that I had shortening. I got at the discount store. I bought 2 of them. They were really cheap. And so I'm like, what can I make with shortening? So biscuits. So we'll make some biscuits today. That'll be something hands-on and be able to make and then be able to have it for a couple days. My thought is more have a bigger meal, like we had the turkey and then we had the ham, and then this way I can use it for Greg's lunches during the week or have lunches in the refrigerator as well, because Brooklyn takes some too. And that way, so I thought today would be a good day to do that. So pulled pork is not my favorite, but they will eat it. So I figured it'll be a good thing to have today and then use it for the next couple days. And then I was kind of looking, I'm like, what else can I make? So I went to my old school cookbook here. I mean, there's plenty. I can look in my own cookbook. We've been eating out of ours for quite some time. So this cookbook was one of my friend Jean's cookbooks, and I just went through it and got some ideas in it. And it wasn't necessarily just to use the recipes, but it was to go, okay, what can I make? So I just found on there haystacks. I'm like, haystacks, that's in our cookbook, but theirs a little bit different, but that gave me an idea to do haystacks one day because my kids really like haystacks. Or Greg, he'll eat it, but he'll have like the pulled pork. So I figured if I'm making a pulled pork, he'll have that. And then the haystacks, the kids and I really enjoy having those, so that'll be simple to have. And then I saw sloppy joes in there, so I thought I do have sloppy joes and I have tater tots, so I can make some buns and we can have sloppy joes. Now I won't use their recipe, but I'll use my recipe and make that. And then I think last week we never made, I made pizzas for lunches. I still have some in my refrigerator that we'll use this week, but I thought one night we'll do a pizza night, probably Friday. and do, I'm going to make that split pea soup for Greg. He said he'd eat it. I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm like, I don't know he'll eat that, but I thought I would make some anyways. Just to say I made the ham bone soup with split peas. So we will see. So I thought I'd make that on Friday and make pizza because I don't think the kids are going to eat that soup. I could be wrong. They might love it. I know I didn't like it as a kid, so we will see how that rolls. So then I just came up with 5 simple meals, and then I didn't do any for the weekend because I don't know how our weekends are going to go, and it's easy enough to kind of go, okay, what can I grab and make? So I have at least Monday through Friday's meals. I planned out some for baking based on what we had, and so I looked at a few things. I'm like, okay, that'll be a good, easy thing. I've got ideas for breakfast. We always have eggs in there. There's toast, and the kids have really been eating a lot of grits and oatmeal. That has been their favorite. Like, at least every kid's come down and at least a couple, more than a couple, about a few times a week, been having grits and oatmeal. Very simple. And lunches are always easy because there's usually always a leftover or something simple. But I did buy tortillas, so I wrote down like refried beans with cheese and tortillas. We could always make some lentils and rice. And then I have a little bit of ham in there as well. In my freezer, I did save some of it, so I thought maybe I can just put it with mac and cheese. Easy enough. We can make a container of mac and cheese and keep that in the refrigerator as well. So not nothing too fancy or too in-depth for the food for the week, but it'll be food for our bellies. It'll be nutritious. It will feed them. It doesn't cost me anything, and I won't have to run to the store for any of these ingredients, which is a good thing. I think the only thing after looking at my refrigerator to have to go to the store for this week might be just get a gallon of milk. And that is really not a big deal because it's right, like I said, it's about a couple minutes away from me, so it's not like it's a big task to have to go to the store. I won't be wasting out of gas money. I might even have Brooklyn, she's out driving, probably have her pick it up and bring it home. Save on the gas, and then it doesn't cost me anything but the food supply money. Well, let's start with something that I can do today. So even though I wanted to do my bedroom, that's okay. I marked off bathroom because when I took a shower this morning, I did my bathroom, so that's how clean in there. You didn't see that, but I did that. And last night before I went to bed, I threw my laundry, and so my laundry is washed for the week, and my bathroom is cleaned, which is good. So later I can do my bedding. I'd rather, after anybody's been sick in bed, I always feel like a nice clean wash of my bedding is always a good thing. So I will do that after. Not a big deal when I do that. So I guess I'll start in my kitchen. So earlier I started my dishwasher because it was full. I had it started last night, but there was a few empty spots, and then by this morning there's a whole lot of extra dishes. So I was like, okay, let me throw those in, and I put some in the sink to kind of let them soak a little bit, and that is good to do. So I will just come in here, wipe my counters down as I do, and then wash the dishes by hand and get those washed because the dishwasher will be full. It's only a few extra in here for the sink. It's not a big deal, and just get those cleaned up. For my Monday reset, I do like to wipe down all my countertops, get them all nice and clean, just at least once. I have to do this every day, unless the kids are gone, and then it doesn't get messy. But it pretty much every day, and just wipe the top of the stove off real good, and then I'm gonna get the fingerprints and stuff off here as well by using the stainless steel cleaner. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this stove gets so dirty all the time. And I'm like, why does it get so dirty? But it's because it's like the main serving area for everything. Like we constantly keep everything over here and just serve it from the stove. And so I try to, sometimes move it over to the kitchen countertop so that we can do it over there. But for the most part, everything just goes right here. So it drips and gets constant. You see stuff all over it. Favorite purchase of last year? My toaster cover. Absolutely. If you can cover those appliances, cover them. They have them for mixers and everything. I would definitely get one to cover everything. And you don't see it. So I really enjoy this on here. It stays nice. It's nice and firm, and it didn't cost very much at all. I like to keep moving in a pattern around my kitchen here. So now I'm to my refrigerator right here. On our refrigerator, we have a drawing challenge that we put up there. And the kids, they start this all the time. They will draw something on there, and everybody will keep adding to it. So this week it was Maxine. So everybody drew a picture of Maxine. So I had to laugh. I am not gifted in drawing whatsoever. It's just not, I don't have that artistic ability. My kids have, my husband does, and my kids do. Thank goodness they have their dad's ability, not their mama's. But I had to laugh because they came out and they're like, wow, Mom, like Brooklyn's usually, she's a very good artist. She's a very good hand drawer. And she came out and she's like, wow, Mom, your dog is better than my dog. And so I said, yeah. I said, I just Googled hand drawing of Jack Russell Chihuahua. And so when I did it, it kind of looked like an angry dog. So I just made it be an angry Maxine. But I had to laugh. I'm like, yeah, not my gifting. So everybody takes their turn and draws a picture of whatever it is for the week. So this week it was the dog. So everybody comes out, they draw it silly, they draw it goofy. It just makes me smile coming over to the refrigerator. So it's a good thing. Now this morning I wasn't able to throw my bedding in, but I did grab my towels from my bathroom. So those I threw in earlier, so they are done. So I don't even have that on my list, but that was part of cleaning the bathroom. So I'm gonna go back and flip the load of laundry. Now the washer is available and open. And I saw Brooklyn put a note on the refrigerator to wash the girls' towels. So I put that back on the refrigerator so that the girls make sure they get them. They usually grab them during the week, but there are jobs that definitely get like lost in the, even though it's on the shore chart, if I'm not specifically making sure it's getting done, it definitely gets lost and doesn't get done. So I'm sure towels were one of those. All right, I hope that you got most of your list accomplished today. I still have a few things to do, but then I was reminded when I looked at my refrigerator that I have this pork shoulder roast, and last night I Googled how to roast it properly, and it was like 1.5 to 2 hours for every pound. So I looked at it and I was like, it's 8.5 pounds. I'm like, what? So I have to get it going because I typed it in, it was gonna be done in 12 hours. I'm like, I don't have 12 hours, I only have about 8 hours, so I need to get it out on the smoker. So I turn that on. I'm just gonna take this and put a little bit of a rub on it, and then I'm gonna close it up, put it on the smoker, let it smoke, and then when it's close to being done, I'll do like a nice glaze over it. Something a little bit different. This is a pork shoulder roast, pork shoulder picnic. Why do they call it a picnic? Is it for a picnic? We'll see. It was $17, $2 a pound. It's good. We make the pulled pork out of it. They like it. Everybody says leave the fat on. It helps to keep the moisture. And I'll just do a little bit of seasoning on it, rub it in there, and then I'm gonna stick it down there and let it smoke. I turned the temperature up to 275, and I'll just kind of watch it that way, and we should be getting done. Taken a little bit of time to heat up today because today is the Arctic blast day. I think that yesterday it was real warm at like 80 degrees, and then a storm was supposed to blow in. We got minimal amount of rain. We're supposed to have strong thunderstorms, never did, and then like the Arctic blast came this week. So I think the top of Florida, even I thought I saw down to Tallahassee, was supposed to get snow. I mean, like snow, Florida snow, like flurries, maybe ice pellets. So I'm sure exciting for some of those that want to see snow. So it's definitely chilly this week, which weather is so strange, a phenomenon, because it's chilly this week, like it's gonna be 50s, maybe 40s, but then next week it's back to like 80 again. Crazy. The weather is just so weird how it changes. It would do that. It did it everywhere. I remember a t-shirt, I think we got at Goodwill one time from Michigan. It was Michigan's weather. It was like 70 and sunny, and the next day it was 30 and snow flurries, and then it was like 85 and cloudy. It just, every day changes, and I found that in the mountains it did the same thing there. And here in Florida, I mean, obviously in the summer it's pretty much just hot all the time, but like through the winter and that, the weird season, it's actually doing about the same. So thought it was quite interesting. Oh, you know what I want to tell you? This tree right here is our mango tree. Now when we moved in here, we took pictures of all the different trees they had in the yard, and this showed up as a mango tree. It looks like our neighbors who have mango trees. Theirs bears fruit. Ours did not, and we're like, surely it can't, like what is wrong with it? Maybe it's one of those dormant trees. So I think the first year we showed Greg cutting it, he cut it and trimmed it right down. It looked like there was nothing left. I was like, oh my goodness, are you sure? But I see it looks gorgeous now. It's filled in, it's beautiful. But the beautiful thing is we were out here yesterday having coffee, and I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, look at the tips of the tree. We got our fence flew down again. It was really windy. Greg's got to fix that. But the tips have, I think this is the flowering part right here. So look at that. I think that end is where the flower comes, and then we're gonna have mango. So I'm excited. It's all over the tips. So that's pretty cool. And then I looked at my neighbor's tree, which you can see theirs is, see that big giant one? That's a mango tree right there. That's all red on the tips of theirs though, so I don't know if ours will turn. Theirs is a very mature tree, and it's been growing lots of mangoes for, I'm sure, quite some time. It's very large, but I'm like, it looks like the neighbor's tree, so I'm excited to see if this is going to grow a mango this year, which would be pretty neat. So that's a good thing. And I got my green onions. Those are coming back up again, which is good. I planted, that was about the only thing I could grow last year. It was so hot, mind you. I give myself grace because it was so hot outside, and I'm trying to grow cucumbers in 120-degree weather. Don't do that. That's not smart. But the green onions grew amazing. So I am going to, I used them, I think they went through like 4 or 5 cycles, and then they just didn't grow anymore. So I bought some more and stuck them in. I'm like, are they going to grow? But they are. They're definitely coming up and growing. So that's good. Green onions. If you can't grow anything, grow a green onion. Okay, 100 is just taking quite some time here to grow, to get going. It'll get warm. I'm going to shut it. We're going to let it go faster here. We'll shut it down. We just got to keep it up. So we'll just keep our eye on that today and let it do its thing. So let's go in and fill our coffee pods, and then I'm going to start on dinner because today's Monday, school day, and it usually takes a lot of more time I like to get done, so I don't want to have to dedicate my afternoon to making a bunch of food because I'm going to do biscuits today and black beans and rice. So I got to look at my recipe on how to do that. I'm going to let my coffee be a surprise of what I get. I realized in here I had some Mavericks coffee, and it's chocolate mint, and I'm like, oh, minty. It's one of those where I never thought I liked it, but then when I made the cup of coffee, I was like, I like having the mint in there. So, and then I have cinnamon vanilla that I got, and then we'll have regular plain old stuff. So I'll just mix it up so when I have coffee, the mint ones you can pretty much smell it and know it is, but the other ones it's like, what is that? So it'll be surprise coffee. So let me just fill these up real quick. Another thing to mark off, fill coffee pods. So the only other thing is start dinner, school, walk, and beach views. I want to show you the beach as well. And wash my bedding, clean my room. I will do that another day. Even if it doesn't get done tomorrow, the next day or the next day, you know what? The weekend will be good. And one other thing I marked, I put a little asterisk, was clean the bathroom closet. This weekend I did clean out my closet a little bit, just kind of went through, grabbed out some clothes that were just kind of like needed to be kind of gone through. We're gonna go through that as we go through our year, but it's been one of those things where it's just been like a lot of stuff in there, and I'm like, I need to kind of go through it. So I kind of did a quick cleanup of my closet, and I looked at the bathroom closet, and I'm like, I need to go through that stuff as well. Eventually, we'll get to it eventually. It's this list. This list will get completed to the next day. No worries. So let's start on the dinner. So I've got pulled pork. That's gonna be outside. And then the other one, let me look it up and show you. It was, I saved it. It was a short. Let's see if we can pull it up. She said, feeding 25 people for less than $70 and looked like you had it catered. So she used 5 chickens. There were rotisserie chickens for $25 and black beans, 12 cans of black beans and rice and salad. I'm gonna have a little bit different in cucumbers. I'm gonna do mine just a little bit different based on what we have. So she just took black beans in a can, put and drained them, and then sauteed some onions, and she put garlic, cumin, oregano, and salt and pepper together, and then 4 cups of beef broth into hers. And she said she just let that simmer for most of the day. So I won't need to do it for most of the day, but she said the longer they simmer, the better. This is where you could use like dried black beans, which I have, but I do have a lot of canned black beans that we're not eating up. So that's where I got this. I saw this and I was like, this is very simple and very inexpensive, and I feel like it's got enough variety that everybody will like it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to, let me go over here. I have onions in my freezer, so I'm going to get those out. We'll saute those in a pan with a little bit of olive oil, put some garlic in there as well because I have it. Drain and rinse the beans. I'll see how many I have. Put that in there with the spices and then the broth, and I'll put it like on one of the back burners where they're a little bit smaller, and then they can kind of simmer for a while I make the rest. Like this, it was one of those recipes where I was like, wow, that was so simple, but I feel like that would be, everybody would like it because it is so simple. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes the simple things doctored up taste really good. So let me go get some of my beans. This was the garlic that I pureed together and just put it in like a Ziploc bag and kind of let it freeze. There's only a little bit left, so it's been in here for quite a little bit longer, so I just kind of bashed it up against the counter, and that gets it unstuck. The onions do really well. Someone told me to put a piece of bread in the bag and it would absorb the smell of the onions, and that truly does work. I have been freezing onions for a while. I put them in glass jars the one time and they didn't stink, but putting it in a plastic bag with the piece of bread completely works. I was like, are you sure? Yeah, it does. So this is here. We're gonna let these kind of just saute. They're frozen, mind you. It's good. What I'm going to do over here is make some rice for this meal today. Now, one of the things I look forward to this week is we have rice 2 other days this week. So I'm going to make a big pot of rice so that we have plenty for the week. So I measured out, this is 8 cups of water. So for hers, I had to look back. She added 4 cups for 12 cans of beans. I added 4 cans of beans, so I could have done like 1.5-ish. I did 2. Maxine's got to be let outside. Hold on a second. Our fence is broken down up there, so we just need to keep an eye on her. The neighbor has a fenced-in yard, and he has 2 little dogs, but his dogs aren't out all the time, and he's got one of those dogs that you just let outside like in a tiny area, and they'll just go and be happy. Or Maxine likes free range of her yard, so I'm just she's doing her mess over there. Let her do her thing, and then she'll come back in. She won't stay out. It's pretty chilly out here. Smoker's up to temperature, which is good. The beans, I probably could add a little bit less water. That's okay. I'll let them boil for a little bit. And then get our rice going. I've got a lot of rice there. I think I added 6 cups. 6 cups, so I figured 2 for each meal. I'm having rice 3 times this week. It's gonna be good. And then we're gonna start on our biscuits. I'm excited for that. Maxine, do your thing. It's freezing out here. So, all good things. I hope that your Monday's going well. You got some plans for the week? Got your meals planned? What are your meals? Are you planning out meals for the week? What are your meals for the week? Something in the comments of a meal you're making this week, just because ideas. I love ideas. I'm sure everybody else loves ideas too. We all get them from different places and watching videos, things like that. But if you have like a little list, it's kind of nice to go to and just pick through which one you want. Okay, she's taking a long time over there today. Come on, Maxie. We didn't go for a walk this morning, so she's probably more than ready to go. We'll go this afternoon. I was going to go this morning for a walk, but it's a little chilly, so we'll wait till about like noontime. It's only a little bit before 9 when we go take a break with school. So she just looks at the pool. She doesn't even look at the fence over there with the big giant hole in it. She's like, oh, out of sight, out of mind. All right, Maxine, back to the house we go. Come on, it's freezing. All right, there she is. Down there. Okay, now back to here. Let's get our black beans. It smells really good. The flavors are good. I actually added in some thyme to it. We make a black bean and rice dish, and I haven't made it in a long time, and we used to put thyme in it. So this is good. Okay, I'll just let that simmer. I think the flavor tastes good. Put away my stuff. Put it on my back burner because it's a little bit smaller, so it can kind of simmer at a lower temperature. Let that come to a boil. We'll turn it down. This part's done. Okay, I'm gonna try this pretzel biscuit recipe. We've never done this one before. Something different we'll try. So I'm gonna use my dough machine to mix it all up. You could probably just mix it by hand, but let's, I don't know, it's been a long time since I made biscuits. It's gonna be 2 cups of flour. I'm gonna put this in a mixing bowl here. 2 cups. 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Let's mix this up. This is one of those recipes that I want to be exact because I want to see if it turns out well. But I think you can probably pretty much use any biscuit recipe and then just you basically dip it in water with baking soda. That will make the pretzel flavor on there. So we'll see. So I'm doing 1 batch with the pretzel. I'm sure that'll be everybody's favorite, but I could be wrong. They might just like good old plain stuff. And then I'll do regular to have some. And then basically the biscuit, you'll put your pulled pork on if you want. Or you can have pulled pork plain. But you are taking and doing, hold on. I'm looking at the recipe. I don't think I'm gonna use my dough machine. I think I'm just gonna do this by hand here because you don't want it like soft like dough. You want it kind of, like a biscuit, not like bread dough. So I'm using a pastry cutter here to kind of cut in the shortening. You can also do the same thing with 2 knives, kind of go back and forth crisscross. I have this. It's my mom's. When she passed, I grabbed that. When I came back, I don't know why. It's one of those things that I knew I'd have forever, and I'd use it for like today. I'll use it. I won't use it very often, but when I do have it, it'll be nice to have. So just cut those in. You got little kind of coarse crumbs in there. It looks like this. And then you're gonna add milk to it until it makes a soft dough. So let me move this over here. I'm laughing at Maxine. She usually follows me everywhere I go. Well, Greg is in bed sleeping, and so she keeps going back into the room there and laying on her bed on the floor. I'm like, Maxine, you always want to stay out here. She's like, I'm going back where it's dark and quiet and I can snooze in my bed. So Goofy dog. Okay, let's put the milk in here. It's about 3/4 cup of milk, and I'm just gonna mix it in here so it makes a nice dough. We'll roll it out and we'll cut it out. I've got my biscuit cutter right here, and have, I think probably just get 12. I don't think it's gonna be too many here of the biscuits. I'll probably do a little bit bigger ones so that we can have them for sandwiches. Okay, let's mix this up. Is parchment paper the answer to the future? Like, I've never purchased parchment paper. Never until here. I would use it for like chocolates, but I'd always spray my pans, and that's how I'd put my biscuits and my bread and everything else. But now it's like everything has parchment paper. So I don't know, maybe it just prevents it. Is it like, can you just use your spray instead? I don't know, I'm just following the recipe here. So I'm gonna roll these out, cut them out, and then we'll see how they go. Okay, that only gave me 9 biscuits. That won't be enough for everybody. Let me get another batch going of probably the same one. Let's just do exactly the same and just be hopeful that it's good. It's supposed to roll up to 1/2 inch. I know that's not, is that a 1/2 inch? It's probably about 1/2 inch. Yeah, maybe it's about 1/2 inch. Let's just do the exact same one. Easy. My rice is all done, and so is my beans. I just shut those up. The biscuits, what I think I'm gonna do is, I think I'm going to finish them when it's closer to dinner. After looking at the recipe, obviously it's best to serve these warm because they're like pretzels. So I'm thinking, why don't I just mix them up, cover them with plastic wrap, put them in the refrigerator, because it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Then I can get started on school, get that going, and then all I have to do is bring a pot of water to a boil, drop them in. After you put them in the refrigerator, let them sit for 10 minutes to get to room temperature, and then let them boil in the water and then bake them. I think I'm gonna just do that today. We're doing different today, but I got most of my stuff done early, which is the key, because the afternoon gets a little bit busy. Okay, that looks really good. Let me add my milk to this, and we'll do the next batch here. The other thing to do is just whip together a salad. Whip it together. I've got some lettuce, head lettuce. I cut it open. I'm like, it does not look very good. I'm gonna do the best that I have with it. I've got a cucumber. I'll do some eggs. Should I do some eggs? I'll just do a couple eggs. We've got some cheese and we've got some pepperoni we can add to it. It'll be easy. So it's the head of lettuce that just does not look very pretty. So when it does not look pretty, just kind of shave it. So I'll rinse it and cut off the yucky part. Just got it. My salad is done. It's a sad looking lettuce salad, but that's okay because I bought a head and I bought the the romaine one. So that's what it looks like. So I'm gonna put it with cold water from my refrigerator. Cucumbers, I'm gonna let it kind of sit in here because it's gonna keep straining out the water. I'll put that in the refrigerator for today, and that should get all out. I'm gonna do eggs right here in my little egg machine. This works great for perfect eggs every time. Let these come do their thing, and then put them in ice water. They're done, and then my list is complete. I mean, it's not complete because not my list. My dinner is gonna be complete. And then my list, I'm on start dinner, gets to be crossed off, yay. So again, didn't get to do a few things, but I got what I wanted to get done for today. I'll go check the meat outside, I'm sure it's fine, it's only been about an hour. Beans are done, the rice is kind of steaming. If you let that just sit there for a little bit and steam, it'll get nice and soft. And then later I set myself a timer to do the biscuits when it's closer to dinner and to put a glaze on the pulled pork. So we've got a lot of strawberry jam. I know it's probably not something you would normally add to a pulled pork, but I Googled it and I'm like, okay, I've got a lot of strawberry jam, so I'm gonna do that with some spices and we're gonna put on top as a glaze. Do what you can do. We're gathering fragments. I'm determined to use everything up. Let me just put this over here and plug it in. All right, so my day right now is finished my main stuff. My list, again, we'll kind of do the rest as we can today, but my main focus is done. I'm gonna turn the vacuums on. Kids will be coming down. They're getting up. They do a slow start on a Monday. That's okay. They had a long day. I don't think, some of them didn't get home until after 10 last night. They had an event to go to, so I know they'll be a little bit tired. It's Monday's slow moving. I know it's slow moving for me as well, so, but majority of my food is done. Majority of my cleaning's done. It's a good day. My camera battery died, so I have to say hi to little Brantley. Brantley, are you a little Southern boy that has the long draw? I knew a little Brantley at church, and he'd say, Miss Amy, and he'd have his long draw when he talked, a little Brantley, and I'm like, that's cute. He wears cowboy boots and his little cowboy hat. So I don't know if you wear cowboy boots and cowboy hat or not, Brantley, but Miss Amy says hello to you. How cute. I hope that your day goes well. You get a lot of fun things to do today with your mama, and you maybe get outside, maybe snow into your parts of the world. I'm not really sure if it's snowy or if it's sunny, but hopefully you'll get outside and enjoy the day. So, all right, I'm gonna take a break for a little bit. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm gonna get kids moving. We're gonna get our work done, get school, have a good day. I get to mark off, walk. So I got to complete most all of my things today. So we've had a good day, good school day. It's later in the day today. I just got out my pan of biscuits. They're pretty chilly, so I'm gonna let them sit out for a little bit to let them rise up to room temperature. And then I'm gonna peel my eggs that we have for salad tonight. And then we'll get these going. I gotta get a pot of water boiling, and my pork roast outside, or my pork butt, the picnic thing, is, the temperature says it's done. So I took all the foil off so that it could at least get browned. I don't know if you have to brown it or not. I'm not sure how that works. I feel like I should just cut all the fat stuff off, but again, learning how to do this. So I'll let that cook for just a few more minutes out there. Give myself a reminder to get wood pellets. I'm totally out. So let me get my eggs, we'll peel those, and then we'll have that done for dinner. We've got a pot of water boiling. We'll add baking soda as soon as it's like boiled, because I don't want to boil over. Put the pan over there so I can kind of heat up, get the salad. It's just a sad looking salad, but we're gonna crack the eggs. I'll just cut them in half and send them around the outside so whoever wants one can grab one, make it easy. I'm leaving salad like this. They can sprinkle cheese on it. So what, basically grab out the lettuce mixture, put an egg on it, put your cheese on it, and your ranch or whatever kind of topping you want, and then just keep moving. Okay, my pork butt outside is looking really good, so I totally forgot I'm gonna do that glaze. I have a lot of jam to use up, so I'm gonna put some of this into a measuring cup with some soy sauce, mustard, apple cider vinegar, paprika, and garlic, and then a little bit of salt and pepper, and put it in the microwave for a few minutes to heat it up, just to kind of get the boils in there, and then I'm gonna brush it on top of it, let it go on the pork butt for a little bit. I feel like that's gonna be good. I'm no expert, but I feel like it's gonna be something yummy to add. Glaze gonna be good, or is it better not to have it on there? I don't know. We're gonna add barbecue sauce to it, so probably don't need it, but I'm gonna try this because some might want it plain. It tastes good. It's basically like if you just added sugar with like spices, but it's got a little bit of that sweet strawberry in there. So not bad. I'm gonna go pour this onto what I have out there, And it says let it cook for like another half hour. So your boiling water, you're gonna add baking soda to it. When you do that, it's gonna wanna bubble up. So you gotta stir it to be careful. I think it's the same process as with the bagels where you drop it in, let it boil, turn it over for a few seconds. Then it has it rubbing on an egg yolk and coarse salt. I don't have either. Well, I have yolk. I have the clear one. Is it gonna matter? I don't know. And I don't have any salt, like regular salt. I just have regular, like table salt. So I don't know what that will do. So we're just gonna drop it in, cook it for a few minutes. Now bagels are light and fluffy and they float to the top. These do not. It says 30 seconds. We'll just kind of see what we're gonna do here. Okay, they kind of come to the top in about 30 seconds, so I think we'll go with that. Now these are real soft, so I'm kind of put them on the parchment paper sheet kind of next to each other so they can cook right next to each other. But they're real soft because it's basically shortening. So I don't know, again, we're gonna trial and error and see how this works. But once these are done, I put the next ones in and then we're doing good. I know the big chunks of salt will be a whole lot better, but you gotta do what you can do. That's the key. I'm checking school in between and doing food here. Those biscuits are rising up a little bit and they're brown. They're getting brown, so we just might have pretzel biscuits. We'll see. I'm gonna go out and check on my stuff in the smoker and see if that's done. It's at about a half hour, and so it's almost to the point. I gotta make sure I don't get in my shirt like I did last time so I can pull the pork. I did a little Google of like how to do the meat. You're supposed to bring it in and let it rest for an hour. It's a long time. So I'm gonna bring it and let it sit. Since I've kind of got a couple extra minutes, I'm just gonna wash the pans that go over here so that whoever does dishes tonight doesn't have a ton of dishes to do. Wait on the smoker, almost a few more minutes. The buns will be done in a second. It's going good. Okay, look at, that looks great. Look how beautiful. I'm not like an expert on these, and I don't pretend to be an expert on these, but I feel like this is gonna be a whole lot better than last time. So I'm gonna let it sit, because the guy said let it sit for an hour, and then you like pull the bone out, and if it falls out, then you know you cooked it to perfection. So I am hopeful. The temperature is where it's supposed to be. We'll see how it is. Okay, the biscuits didn't rise up or anything hugely. They're brown like the picture showed. You can't see the salt because I only have fine sea salt, but they taste like a biscuit. They're just a little bit flatter. So I don't know, would I do them again? They're like real flat. I don't know. I'll let you know. It's gonna be hard to make it into a sandwich, but we're gonna do the best we can. So I'm gonna just take, I actually have a stick of butter here. I'm just gonna, should we brush it? We should brush it on, right? Let me just brush it on top of it. Okay, so the taste tastes like a pretzel, and the inside tastes like a biscuit. So I don't know, would I do these again? I don't know. We'll see if like after they sit for a little bit, if that's like one of the things they love is the pretzel biscuit, but I feel like just a regular biscuit probably be great. But hey, we try something different. That's a good thing. So these are gonna sit. I'll probably get a container to put them in, let my pork sit for a little bit more, it's only been 5 minutes. I'll heat my beans back up. The rice is done, the salad is done. It's an easy dinner for today, and we're done with school. Everything's finished. We're finishing up chores, vacuuming right now. It's a great Monday. The sun is shining. Went for a walk. It's actually kind of warming up. Beautiful day. Okay, I'm sitting over here, the girls are looking at me and I'm like, I'm trying to the video said just pull the bone out, it should fall out really well. And I'm like trying to get around this bone and it's like flinging stuff. I realized the bone is on the other side. So there's the big bone, it should just pull out. Let's see if it does it. Okay, I couldn't pull the bone out, but most of it wants to pull off, but I'm sure it's like the rest of it's stuck in the end, but not bad. I'm gonna cut a little bit of this off and then we'll just kind of pull it apart. I believe the last time I did this, I was like, ugh, I don't do good with all the fatty stuff on there. I don't know. So I'm not really sure because I feel like it's a little bit tougher, like it should fall apart more. So I don't know if it's the kind I got. Again, I don't know much about these things. I smoked it. I mean, it's coming apart like when I shred it, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could have cooked it and made it fall apart more. Maybe that's where the bone would come right out, made it softer. But not bad. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna just kind of sit here and shred this off as much as I can with a fork. It's not mixing, it's like scratching at my legs, like give me some, give me some. I know people love this and it's like a favorite. I guess it's kind of like turkey where once I started doing a turkey, I was like, I don't really know. So see how it's like this. It's like a little bit harder right here. Should this just kind of fall apart where it's not? It's like harder to pull that part apart. But that might just be the part of the pig that's more firm. I don't know. That's, I mean, some parts are real soft, but some are a little bit harder, and I just wondered if that's the kind. What was this, a shoulder? A butt, I don't remember what it was. We'll see. I'll let you know. But for now, I'm just pulling it apart, and it's just like, ooh. Not my favorite, but that's okay. Let's see how it does. Okay, not bad. I took a bite of, and I don't even like this stuff, of the part that was glazed. That was good. That was very good. So, like, it's got a little bit more of the pink where it's a little bit softer. I see the different parts of meat are a little bit harder. Like the darker brown is a little bit firmer, where the white and the pink is a little bit obviously tender, and you can pull it apart. But I mean, for pulled pork, not bad. Okay, we just got back from another walk. We took 2 walks in the last couple hours, so that was good. Got a walk in, took Maxine again, and then now we're done for the day. So we're just gonna kind of chill. The sun's kind of going away. It's a little bit chillier, so we're just gonna snuggle up the couch, get the blankets, watch some TV, probably like Little House on the Prairie, and then we'll have dinner tonight. I will show you what it looks like here, a plate of the food here. But what a good day. What a great Monday, getting things accomplished. My list is done. Oh, I know what I want to tell you. We ended up going to the beach. Let me share with you all the beach footage. We went over to Longboat Key Beach. This was one of our favorite beaches. We go to it all the time. It definitely looks a lot different, but just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let me share that with you here because just relaxing. Like, you need a peaceful day. Like, go look out on the mountaintop and look at the beautiful sunset. You know, go look at just beautiful God's creation. Go sit at the beach and watch the beach waves just roll in. That is just like, to me, mountain's good, but you gotta climb up there. Beach is just nice because it's just flat and beautiful, and you can just enjoy the calming, the peacefulness. Awesome. Let me show it here. look at we found.
I almost stepped on it.
Oh my goodness! I didn't look at it. We found us a jellyfish.
I almost stepped on it.
Wow.
I didn't even pick it up because it's your pin shells.
Oh, look at that one. That's a good one.
Like,
Pretty little white one.
Mooniest man.
Look at the shells. Not bad.
Oh, those are actually
Those
really
are
pretty.
really nice. The Autumn found this one. That's that. $100. $100 fake. Look at this one.
Look at it. It's a little pretty round, babe.
There's one. So we see any, like the water is usually all up in here. So all these are just covered. But the beach is, it should be all the way up here. So it's like completely way out. So a lot of these just covered. Like here's a broken sand dollar. So there got to be some sand dollars somewhere. I bet you if we look by the water, we'll find some sand dollars. What is this? Oh, that's the pin shell. Those are always so nice. There's some in here. Just kind of stuck because it's real, everything's just kind of flowing with the water. There's a bunch right here. Here's all the shells. See, all broken. The hurricane does a lot of damage to land. Sure is pretty though. Tiny ones. Not that many, some. It's a little one. Oh, here's one of these. On the corkscrew shell. Well, let's find these all the time. We have some. And then afterwards, we drove through Anna Maria Island. Now, Anna Maria Island has definitely come back a whole lot. We went to one of the restaurants here for Brooklyn's birthday, and they're definitely coming back more and more and rebuilding, but there's still a lot of devastation in some of the houses here. So just hurricane damage, wow, just amazing. The power of the earth and just the damage of everything here. It's beautiful because you can see the ocean now. Like when you're driving through Anna Maria Island, you can see the ocean, which you normally couldn't because there's a lot of trees and it's all kind of, you know, got the sand dunes and stuff, so you can't usually see it. But now it's mostly flat and open, so you can see everything, which is kind of beautiful. So maybe it'll keep that part. I don't know. We'll see. But the house is definitely still a lot of damage on houses. But it's beautiful to see coming back and still building and people going and supporting it and just bringing life back to it again. It's a good thing. So we are very thankful to be able to go and always enjoy going to our beach. It's just one of the most, I used to say Lake Jocassee was the happiest place on earth for me. No, the beach now. The Longboat Key, Whitney Beach. That to me is the most prettiest place on earth. Calming and peaceful. So you have a fantastic rest of your day. Come back tomorrow and we've got another challenge for you. We'll see ya. All right, bye.